Hi guys, right, the assembly is going quite well, very pleased with it. Engine's in all sorted, tank is now in, all sorted. I must fit the tap, which goes here, but I'll do that later on when everything else is done, because there's petrol pipe work to be done, and I'd prefer to have the carbs in when that's done so I can route it properly. And the battery box is in, other than the fact that I must fit the voltage rectifier here, and the solenoid goes here. So that's basically sorted. Rear suspension is complete, reassembled and in, as is the diff. That's all in, greased up and bolted down. So the build is coming along really, really well. I'm very pleased with how things are going. Sort of everything seems to be fitting back nicely. Next job then is, that's the front suspension broken down. The forks, the holes forks it up. So that's going for powder coating next week, as is this, which is the top slab. That's also going for powder coating. There'll be more detailed work on painting put into that afterwards, okay? Right, the battery box, as I was doing it, was in. I've done the voltage rectifier. That's all wired in down here now to the alternator. No, I fed the live wire cable for the starter up to here. But the problem I find is that sorry, one sec now. Here's my solenoid. The solenoid is just too damn big here. It's not only that, but it's a too much risk of getting wet. So what I've done is now I'm actually going to mount the solenoid in up here, high up here out of the way. There'll be loads of room in here when it's done. So I'll have to reroute the solenoid, the starter cable now all over again and just bring it all the way back up through to here. Also, what I've done this evening is I'm making up a plate for the coils and for the electronic ignition. That plate is actually going in there. So I'm going to, basically the bulk of the electrics will be inside here. So that's where I'm at now this evening, guys. Assembly continues. Right, as I was explaining to you yesterday, I made this template for the coils and for the electronic ignition. But I've turned that now into this. Metal plate is made, it's loose at the moment, it's not actually screwed down or bolted down. So here you have your electronic ignition and here you have the two coils. I've also taken a notch out of the plate to make it easier for the plug wires to go down. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'll run, when this is painted, I'll run a piece of plastic sleeving across there just so that it with any vibration the metal isn't rubbing up against the plug wires or any other wires that might be crossing over it, and shorting them out. My next job now is the mounting hole you see here. I want to put the solenoid up there, up out of the way there. So that's my job for now, guys. Okay, right, the plate for the mounting plate for the coils and the electronic unit is sorted. Made out of a nice bit of mild steel there, all painted up, ready to go. The hole you see here is for the water hose to come up through it. I've also mounted the solenoid up high inside here. So that'll basically run my cables to the battery and my cable to the starter. So that's that done. So I'll fit this now and get it over and done with. There's a little bit of wiring to be done as well to tidy it up before anything else goes in there, so I'll do that. And the next job then after that is I'm putting in is the radiator and the radiator fan and associated hosing. Okay, and I've also got the water pump, but I can't do that at the moment because I've enough clearance for the front end, so I'll get it on its wheels before I do that. Right, the coils are in. Also the starter solenoid is in, so that's all done there. They're all fixed into place. The plates are in. I had to make up a bracket for this to fit the solenoid here because the solenoid wouldn't fit down the back where the battery was. There just wasn't enough room. I've also fitted the radiator fan is there, the radiator here, and the top hose on this side for the radiator. They're all fitted now and in place. I haven't done yet. There's a hose from here, must go into the water pump housing, so that must be done later. And also once I can get around here, there is the top hose from the radiator, which is there. It's like, we'll get in there to it. There. I'm actually bringing that out through the frame and up through here, where the radiator cap will be on the top here, whereas previous in the bike it used to be stuck inside in the hole here. So that's got to be done. But as you can see, the electronic ignition unit is also fitted. So a bit more work done, guys. Right, I've just done the pistons on the rear brake caliper. They needed sorting out badly. They haven't been used for years, so they're all very stiff. So what I've got to do now is just give this a quick coat of paint, and that'll be ready to go back on the bike, hopefully in the next few days when I get the rest of the bits that I need back from painting from engineering. Also, what I have done is I wasn't happy with the sort of, there was too much of one colour going on here with the sprockets, which I'd welded into the frame. So what I've actually done now is I'm just painting in a bit of detail. 1 second, I'll try. There we go. I'm painting in a small little bit of bronzing detail into just the outsides or the insides of the cogs, just to make something a little bit different. This is the sort of the end result is here. You can see in the middle of it there, I've kept the outside the same. I've just got a bit of tidying up to do there. But the inside is now kind of mottled looking, which looks a bit nicer, I think, anyway. It breaks up the frame. So that's what I'm at now this evening, guys, okay? Right, we're back in action again. Forks came back. I've just fitted them. I fitted the rear legs of them. There's a lot of work to be done to these yet. There are springs. I'm putting springs there for decoration to match the monoshock that's coming down the front. So that's all going to be sorted. Basically, the whole front end's got to be sorted yet. I'm still waiting on the caliper mount brackets, so the wheel can't go on until all that's done. So what I'm going to do for today is I've got to paint the rockers, get the rockers sorted, and hopefully at some stage later today I'll get the front end assembled. That's that done. As you can see, it's coming along quite nicely. There's actually quite a lot done since I spoke to you last. I've been sort of doing a bit here and there. Back mudguard is cleaned up, polished, and is now mounted. So that's all good. So the back end really is ready for fitting, but I want to get the front end on first. I'd rather get both wheels on at the same time. So that's where we are at the moment, guys. Things are moving along really, really well. I'm very happy with it. Okay. Hi guys, right, we're at carburetors now. The carburetors have all been rebuilt, balanced, the whole lot. They're all ready to go. So what I do now is basically tape off everything up, tape up all the springs and all the fittings and everything else, and give them a coat of paint and get them all sorted and ready back in the bike. What I'm also doing is I'm bedding in the filter into the manifold. The manifold is here. It's a square base on the manifold to fit to the top of that, but the filter's round. So because of the angle and everything else, I had to make I had to mate a piece from the top to the bottom. So that's plastic, that's metal. That's all sorted, that's done. What I'm actually doing now is I'm putting a rim of silicone around the top, between the top filter and the bottom, which will basically give it a seal. As you can see, there's tape there. I can take the top off, then I'll clean it all off, and what you'll end up having then is a permanent rubber seal every time I put the filter on, so there'll be no air getting in there. So that's what I'm doing for now, guys. Okay, see you later, guys. Bye-bye.